Hi, this is Ben Baxter with Accent Software. Part of our manufacturing series, this is part 2, where we review shop floor tools that can really make an impact. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my shop floor insights. So this is an application that we use. So this would be out on the shop floor on a Chromebook, which is just a light browser-based computer, just a small box. It could be on a laptop, it could be on a mobile tablet. Things that have access to a browser. So I'm not installing a lot of software. I'm simply connecting to a browser and then using the capability within the browser. So I'm going to fire up my little USB scanner, and you can see on here it says scan your badge to log in. So what we're going to do is we're going to scan a person, and so I'm going to scan a badge. And this opens up my time card. Now this person hasn't scanned into anything yet, so there's nothing showing on the time card. But as soon as they do scan, then the time card gets updated to show that now information is being tracked. So I now have a yellow, and understand I put these bright colors on there just to show information about what's happening. But the system scanned, I scanned a setup time barcode so that the system knows that we're now capturing setup time. So I'm working on a specific production order, which makes this auto drip machine. I'm scanned into operation 10, so the very first one, and it's starting to capture my time to set up the machine to start that process. Now I can also see right from my time card all the material that's going to be used within this, how much is expected, how much I've used, or how much is remaining so far. Some of them will have 24 expected, 0 remaining. That could be a forward flushed item that's already been consumed because I'm starting the process of making this production order. Okay, now there could be other items that are on the bill of material that are backward flushed, and they don't show in this list because the system has already picked them and they're going to get consumed at the time that I start recording my output. Now the system does have a timeout, so just bear with me as I scan back in. And so I scan back in, and if I'll try to talk a little quicker. You can do a lot of information from here. If this person walked back up to the workstation, they've completed their work for the day, with these manually recorded materials, I could come in and record some of it. So maybe I want to record one of these, let's say one of those and one of these, right? And so as I record the information, it highlights what's going on. Now it shows that 0 have been picked, so it'd be tough for me to consume those. It just depends on whether I have picking for production turned on or not. You don't have to go too crazy with your warehouse, but I could do all of that, and then I can register it. And then it's going to confirm it and say, are you sure you want to do that? And I say, okay. And then it closes out of that. So now you can see the remaining for a couple of these still has 1 left. And then if I've actually done output, I could record that as well. And so it drops into the output. I can key in a quantity. Let's say we made the 1 of 2. I could also add scrap if I needed to, so a scrap output of the full unit. And then I could say why. So this is a company controlled decision on what the different scrap codes are. If this was lot or serial tracked, you can see those fields available on my screen. This one is not, otherwise I would have an option to either have it default in a lot number or key in a lot, or same thing with a serial number. If it's very one specific, then I could do that as well. And then I simply register it. It again confirms 1 output, 0 scrap of the finished good. Say okay, and then it moves that data over. So again, now that data is being recorded against my time card. I can simply lock the screen, move on to the next person, or if I'm on that same person, so we'll scan them back in one more time, we'll scan a different operation. So now let's say instead of doing setup time, we're going to start doing the run time on a different operation. All right, and the reason I picked a different operation is because it adds a second bar, where if I didn't, then it would simply move over to the runtime and start building time there. But you can see it calculated our setup time, so I've only been talking for 0.06 hours. And then the runtime is now highlighted green because I'm on a separate operation, now capturing runtime, building up the information there. Now let's say I don't have the fancy barcode available. You can look up a filtered list. I have mine unfiltered, but I could look and see, okay, what do I have available? I can start applying filters. So if I know I only work on operations within Work Center 100, then I can go and look at that specific filter. I can see what other production orders are active. So I do have 4 other people or 3 other people scanned in working on different production orders. And so that information is visible to me as well. Now I don't have to do that here. I can also go to a production schedule, and we'll go ahead and switch this to, no, let's go hours by day. And then most of my data is on a specific day, so we'll just go to that specific day. And you can start seeing, okay, here's my electrical wiring, and it highlights all of the related operations that are going to be involved with that. Of course, these are the machines or the resources in my system. So that could be a person, it could be a machine, it could be a subcontractor, where that operation is going to land and at what time of what day. So these are all very short, just a matter of maybe an hour here, hour there, or less. And then you could have these that the operation lasts for an entire week. And so that would be visible here on the schedule as well. But these are the types of tools, if I'm going back to the time card, is I'm capturing my capacity time. So people and machines capturing data time in, time out. I'm recording material consumption. I'm recording material output against operations and eventually finished good into inventory. I can look at a schedule. This is all happening from the shop floor. So if you've noticed, I haven't jumped back to Business Central at all, right? This is all from my shop time station, where you scan and pretty much only scan maybe a couple number keys, but you're primarily just scanning barcodes to record information, right? And that information then feeds into the ERP in real time, and then in real time or within a matter of minutes or hours, depending on your refresh, then it goes to Power BI. And now I can immediately analyze it. So whether I run that analysis report at 8 a.m. in the morning or 4:30 in the afternoon, I can have fresh current data at my fingertips for what's going on in my shop environment. So that's kind of a high level look at where we captured the data and how we got to be able to analyze and run those Power BI reports, all from a shop terminal. Okay, so very little user intervention. Now there's still going to be things you do in Business Central, and that's where we're going to jump to next, is what do I need to do in Business Central to keep this information flowing, to keep my shop informed, to keep inventory available. Those types of actions do happen within the business software. So that's what we're going to take a look at next. Don't forget to check out the next video in this series, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email. Thank you.